Hey everybody! With the new patch of Heroes of the Storm, I of course also played quite a lot of games on a ladder myself, and currently I'm playing with a couple of friends together, and also a few of the players like GerdamHerd from Well Met. We have Dignitas together with Nurok and with Cris, all of them German, and also another German streamer, Tinsi, who is trying to play the support role for us in those cases. And it's actually been quite a lot of fun, and especially of course as the patch hit, we've all just been waiting for the servers to go up, and we immediately jumped into the games, and we've been trying to play with the new heroes, trying to experiment with the builds, and all of those changes, trying to experience them. And we went up against an extremely strong team, Team Arthas. I mean, you know them from the channel, you know them from the videos. It's a Russian team that just puts a lot of aggressive compositions out there and tries to follow up with those. And we played a match against them, and it was pretty fun to play. It was also really good to just like show the new talents, show the new builds, show a couple of changes that Blizzard implemented with the patch. So I wanted to just give you an opportunity to see me play too, and therefore have fun with the game now with Team Arthas, or at least most of Team Arthas, going up against the Khaldors here, going up against the dream team that we kind of assembled there for our ladder runs.
Game on, ladies and gentlemen, and after you asked, well, there's one game where I actually played in the new patch myself, and you can already see the blue team led by Khaldor on Vala, playing the dirty girl once again, trying out the changes in the new patch with the battle momentum gone on Vala now. Tinsi playing Uther, Nurok from Team Dignitas is playing Sylvannas in this case. We have GerdamHerd with his, like, mit der Kuscheldecke. He's playing on ETC now, and Cris, also Team Dignitas player, on Sonya. And this was the first game that we actually played in the patch, and we queued up as 5-man in Hero League, and we went up against Team Arthas. You can see Stork here on the red team for Arthas on Chen. We have Feg, apparently a stand-in for them, or like a friend of theirs, on Brightwing, Andilendi on Abathur, Kunichan on Jaina, and Unstable on Zeratul. And I can just go over those compositions just a bit for you. One of the things that Blizzard changed now is that with Abathur, first of all, you have a lot of damage on those mines, and you have also a slow effect on the mines as well. And another thing is that the ultimate evolution got changed, so now that you have a flat increase on the ability damage and also the right-click damage, it's a very, very interesting hero to take in certain compositions, especially when you're going for Jaina. Jaina received a lot of damage bursts, or damage buffs in the recent patch, which is pretty incredible for her. So you can already see that minefield right over there. Down to the bot lane, it's Brightwing that moves away. At the top we're having Sonya in this case, played by Cris, of course going for the Shot of Fury as the level 1 talent. And Abathur is really, I'm not quite sure if Abathur is going to start to make a comeback here, but especially with the comp with Jaina, having that double Jaina burst damage is pretty sick. And down here, it's single healer of course for both of the teams, Uther going up against Brightwing. In this case, Khaldor on his Vala going for the Rancor build, of course. And just look at all those mines. I mean, the mines on Abathur are pretty sick at this point. Toxic Nest deal 50% more damage over 3 seconds, which is crazy if you think about it. That damage on the hero is suddenly absolutely real. So this is going to be an interesting one. Unstable did really, I mean, he really annoyed us the entire time. Nice heals and stuns by Tinsi, but getting away there already. So that Zeratul played by Unstable in this game was a pain in the ass, I can already tell you that much. This guy just never let up on it. Oh, and Khaldor just barely getting away. Look at that timing. Oh my god, what a boss. Gets away in the last second. Nurok here, of course, also riding the wave quite literally, jumping away with those Banshees. And well, at this point, it's really Abathur once again moving in, and we're having already Zeratul going for that as well. Nurok is a bit low here. Oh, and Nurok, the first blood, and the counter kill against Brightwing. But the rotation is already there. Yeah, Vala running a little bit low on mana there. That Khaldor guy needs to be a bit more resourceful with his spells, I feel. Oh, and oh, the mines already doing the damage, but still not enough just yet. Here comes Brightwing blinking in once again with a phase shift. Level 4 talents for both of the teams right now, with Unstable going straight to the right. Khaldor trying to get his damage in, but needs to run away. Once again, he's getting really low here. And nope, Abathur is not taking him out just yet. So at this point, we're having still at the top lane. Top lane is usually the loser lane. Top lane is the lane where you put 2 heroes that you don't want to have fun because they pissed you off at some point. So if you're on Dragonshire, this is really the loser lane up here. Because this is the lane where nothing happens. Nobody goes up there, nobody ganks anything. You just like neutralize each other and you try to fight for the shrine a bit. But there's nothing really going on. It's really the lane that you hate. That's why I usually put some tanks over there, because they don't do damage anyways. It's not quite as bad as I just made it out to be, but yeah, you get the idea. So once again, we're having like now the Toxic Nest talent taken on Abathur. We're really going to keep a focus a bit on the talents on the heroes that got changed a lot. At this point, you have the cooldown taken down, and you have a couple of additional nests. Just look at those traps that he's laying there everywhere. It's pretty sick. Nurok at this point was experimenting a lot with the Withering Fire talents, increasing the range and going also for that maximum. Usually you see by most players in Venom taken right now that they're experimenting with, but you still get the idea. This was like the first game that we played in the new patch, and especially Nurok, of course, trying to utilize Sylvannas as well as he could, experimenting with the hero a bit. And Withering Fire is a talent that a lot of people will put a lot of focus on with the builds they choose right now. So up at the top lane, it's still Cris against Kuni-chan. We're having in the mid lane GerdamHerd against Stalk. Right now, Andilendi is still on his Abathur. We actually did, in this case, a really nice push at the bot lane. You can really see how Nurok with his Sylvannas can neutralize a tower quite easily. And that is extremely helpful when you want to put some pressure in. We are a little bit ahead in XP at this point with a level 7 talent hitting a bit faster for us. It's 1 kill against 1, so still a pretty like open game. With Jaina going for that build. I mentioned that earlier. Deep Chill and Snowstorm taken. It's probably going to go for the trade increase on level 7 as well. I think that's what we're going to see here. Fake on his Brightwing getting very, very low here, but just look how much damage we can do to the bot lane thanks to Sylvannas neutralizing that heat. Jaina actually going for the Ice Lance instead, and once again unstable on the Zeratul is there, helped out by Abathur. Oh yes, but he's pretty much alone, and Tinsi gets that stun. A nice shield at Khaldor. That noob was so low, Abathur had to help out there. But he's also running out of mana. I mean, with a good multi-shot he could have maybe killed Unstable, but that guy, that Khaldor guy, I mean, he is screwing this up hard, isn't he? So, Fort at the bot lane already going down, and again we have that rotation in, but Tinsi this time gets immediately polymorphed and goes down. Uther not able to do anything here, and it's 2 kills for 2 kills. Nurok and Khaldor both have to move away, but look at that dire wolf that guy is rocking. Oh my god, he's looking so good on it, doesn't he? And he has hair. Something is seriously wrong. Blizzard bug detected. Something's happening. Yeah, so, well, with my Vala, of course, I went for searing attacks on Manticore. He has the talents. I mean, with a right-click build, that's basically what you do. Max DPS, and then you try to get the healer, keep you alive. No chance getting away there. With Abathur, was basically a 2 versus 3 gank, and Nurok, he might not even make it either. Fek is already moving in. Yes, Singularity Spike hits, and both of us dying there. Tinsi trying to move in at the right time and getting the heal in, but by that also overextending a bit. Trying to save herself, but yes, nice kills here. So Team Arthas is wrecking us pretty hard at this point. They get the 10 faster, and that really paid off in the last fight as well. We're having now Ultimate Evolution taken, and I mentioned that earlier. You get the 20% ability power, the 20% bonus attack damage, and also the increased movement speed. So suddenly that talent is really nice. Oh, Khaldor going straight for a Strafe that did damage at the beginning, and then he got like cancelled out by Stalk. Moving away there. Talking a bit about the damage in general, well, before we are focusing on the heroics. So, well, actually, let's look at Gerd. Oh, and the minefield! Look at that minefield! Nurok moves in! Oh, and gets dropped immediately. Sonya is dead at the top as well. Andilendi with his Abathur copy doing work against Cris. Yeah, it's 7 kills against 3, but still, if you look at the experience, it's not that big of a deal just yet, because, well, Team Khaldor was able to take down the fort at the bot lane, and that was, of course, a pretty big plus. Yeah, but looking at the talents here, Khaldor with the Strafe on his Vala, we're having at the same time the Wailing Arrow, we're having Mosh Pit taken by GerdamHerd and Leap on the side of Cris. We already talked about a few of the talents that Team Arthas took in this particular case. This is a Hero League match, of course, that we've been playing there. So people experimenting with the patches, not only includes, of course, our team or my team, but at the same time Arthas as well, experimenting a bit with this. We're having Water Elemental taken, Ultimate Evolution, Vile Nest, by the way, being taken here on level 7 as well. So full build that really focuses on the toxic nests. And there are certain maps, but this is extremely strong. You can, for example, take a map like, well, Dragonshy is not too bad for it, as you can already see. Everything where you have like certain focus points in the game where you kind of have to move in is pretty great when you're going for a build like that. Gerd is doing his thing up in the top. On the mid lane here. Looking at the damage a bit at this point, you can already see that for the blue team, Vala, that's me, is doing the most hero damage so far, but Nurok is already following that up with a level 1000 on his own. But on the other hand, then we have Abathur, we have Chen with 15,000, and Jaina not really doing so much in terms of hero damage, but that is easily explained since Jaina was parked at the loser lane at the top, when not really all that much happened. The only opponent that she had to deal with was the Sonya player, was Cris. So Kuni-chan didn't really get an opportunity to accumulate a lot of hero damage since he was never part of those fights. There comes the leap in, and Gerd, is he going for the dance? The water elemental is there, and they really are going for Jaina here. Get that kill in, very well done. At the same time, Nurok has to deal with Unstable down at the bot lane and is using his wave. As you can see, he's using the haunting wave to just like move back in the last second. In the mid lane, you have Tinsi and Khaldor going for the dream team and starting to defend the lane here. Khaldor trying, of course, to get his right-click damage in with the searing attacks as well, but that drains mana pretty fast, and you can see that in action just here. Trying to dodge those hits, and doing pretty well at that, but mana is a necessity, and that's why we're having to be back again. For the level 13 talent, it's still the Assault Strength. I mean, that's one of the things that you will still go for on Abathur. We're having at the same time Jaina, the Icy Veins taken, there's the Wormhole for Zeratul, I mean, what else? Relentless and Sprint in this case for Brightwing. Oh, Khaldor getting barreled away, and yep, there's very little to do there. So a bit of a misstep actually by me there, and Tinsi gets killed too. They have a lot of momentum, and just look at that double Jaina. That is so much DPS that we're suddenly seeing here with those talents. I mean, I was talking about Ultimate Evolution earlier already, and that did a lot of damage. And well, at this point we are already, of course, identified what exactly they are trying to go for. Having Jaina with that burst damage and that increase in DPS in general, that double Jaina was something that we knew would do a lot of work, and that's why I went for Spell Shield on level 13, because I said, okay, there's going to be so much burst, I need to do something against that and kind of negate the few of it. If you go for a full damage build, then of course Giant Killer would have been the weapon of choice, but in this case the Spell Shield just made a lot of sense. Nurok on level 7 with a life drain, don't see that too much these days. Follow up is one that's a little bit faster. Oh, Gerd moving straight into the minefield and getting dropped. Just look how much damage those mines are doing. But it looks like it might get the kill against Feg. Nah, not quite, but it was a close one. But yeah, Nurok not going for that follow-up talent. We're having at the same time now on level 13 Evasive Fire taken by him. At the bottom lane, the fight is still going strong. It's 10 kills against 4 right now. And you can really see how Team Arthas is starting to get a bit of an experience lead here. Doing very, very well with that. They're having already... Oh! Look at the damage with that Blizzard. Kuni-chan is doing so much work here. We can't even kill him at this point, especially since Unstable is already jumping in, trying to drop Nurok. Oh, with that wave, he jumps straight into the mines. But Tinsi is extremely low on the Lendi with that double Jaina. I mean, I can already, I can guarantee you that the Russians are going to experiment even more with that double Jaina and with the Abathur copy here, because that is just doing work, as you can see. A lot of damage dished out by them. 16 versus 14 puts the additional talent into the reach of Team Arthas, and Khaldor gets jumped and pushed away. This is not looking good for Vala. Yeah, Stork just jumping in and using the Wandering Cack more like a hook from Stitches, just like trying to isolate a target. And as Vala, if you get pushed back like that with DPS heroes like Jaina twice, then there's very, very little you can do about that, unless you get a really good vault in there at the last minute. Andy Landy is trying to soak some experience up at the top lane. This is the first Dragonite, by the way, that's spawning in the game, 11 minutes in. 4 kills against 12 at this point. We're having, as the 16 talents, now Critirise taken. The Locust Brood is taken for Abathur, and we're having Pressure Point for Chen, whereas, of course, still with that change to double bombs, where the second bomb does only 50% of the damage, we still have that talent taken over anything else. Oh, Tinsi getting jumped. Arthas is jumping everything here. They don't care too much about that. Siege Giants are already helping out and doing damage against the fort. There comes Kuni-chan with the extra damage. Sonya already dead, turning this into a 4 versus 5. And yes, that is looking bad. Khaldor with a quick wall, trying to move away there, and the singularity spikes, the double bombs taking him down. Nice ultimate, by the way, from our Zeratul player here, getting that in the last second. Kuni-chan is dropping here now as well. The game started really well for us, I have to say. I mean, we did get a lot of pressure at the bottom lane, killing that 4 thanks to Sylvannas, but right now you can really see that with 14 kills against 4, Team Arthas is doing very, very nice. So at this point we're having, once again, oh, Nurok jump, Nurok actually like moved back, but with a wave, and a good heal then, the last second from Tinsi on Uther is helping Nurok to survive there. That was a close call though, that looked for a second like he would die, but that haunting wave is still pretty nice. Once again, I want to stress that once more, that this was for both of us, the Russian team as well as our team, the first game that we played in the new patch. So there's a lot of experimenting going on, especially on the Sylvannas talents, and also for Jaina. Oh, Tinsi there getting dropped, too much burst damage with a double, and we're having nice, that ult, that strafe, Khaldor with a massive strafe, and 2 heroes dying. And maybe the follow-up there as well, going straight. Oh my god, those mines again, like so much damage. Khaldor and Nurok both with the DPS. There's Abathur, Andy Landy, kill him, kill the slug. Yes, yes. That was such a great moment for us. We hated Abathur with a passion. You should have heard our team speak at that point. I mean, in voice, everybody was just hating on those mines that were everywhere on the map. Those mines were just absolutely annoying to deal with. 3 heroes down, but Nurok overextending a bit there and going down in flames. And the DPS on Vala now with the Blood for Blood also at level 16. We finally got that talent, and it was about time. You can really see that with the damage, Vala is still top damage here. I mean, 47,000. If you go for the searing attacks, you can do a lot of that. So that was pretty nice. It looks really not like all that much that the Russian team is putting out there, but especially Jaina and Abathur getting a lot of damage. I mean, Abathur having top hero damage on the team right now, which is pretty sick. And then on the other hand, we're having, in this case, still Nurok with a solid 37,000 against heroes. But you can do even more with Sylvannas with different builds. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, this is still one of those moments where you experiment a bit with what's going on. So level 17 versus level, let's say 19, nearly a 2-level lead. We have 7.25 kills, thanks to the Abathur kill in this case. At the next time, we're having already GerdamHerd jumping in. They're trying to go for the Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight number 2 ending up in their favor. And well, here they go. The blue team is starting to struggle a bit, but they're still on even talents with their opponents. Up to the top lane, that's where we're currently seeing Kuni-chan. So currently they're going for that split push. They have still not all of their heroes in the same spot. A bit of a deep push going on for the Russian team, moving straight to the bot lane now with Stalk and Beck trying to move that back. Up at the mid lane, we're having, GerdamHerd, Tinsi, everybody is basically just rotating towards the Dragon Knight and trying to at least take that down as fast as we can. GerdamHerd, of course, as our sole tank, already is leading the charge, and the problem for him is just that he's the first one to run into every single Abathur mine that's out on the field. And that's extremely annoying. Cris can kind of tank a bit of damage, but he's more of a bruiser type than anything else here. We're having on level 20 or level 16 now Cold Embrace, of course, taken by Sylvannas, so that is going to help us to burst targets down a bit better. And with Uther and also ETC going straight for the Imposing Presence. I guess Cris could have gone for Imposing Presence as well, but decided to go into the Nerves of Steel, which is the new stone skin. So with that, we are a bit more tanky now, and that should help us in those fights. At least that was the idea. But the 20 talent is there for the Russian team, and they have Evolutionary Link. There's the Viscera's Blessing. Oh, the strafe again, but look at the DPS. Cris jumps in, stuns them out, but down goes ETC, Vala. Oh, everybody down except for the 2 DPS heroes, and as I said, Vala dies as well. Oh my god, report that noob. This Khaldor guy is just like dying and dying and dying the entire time, isn't he? So right now we had like 20 versus 18, and I mean the Russians are basically ripping us a new one, as you can see. Nurok is trying to hold the lane. He needs the wave, but he dies as well. 21 kills against 8.25. And yeah, we got pretty much wrecked in that particular move. That didn't really look too good. But still, that dude, like that Vala, still with 56,000 damage, top having Sylvannas with 50. In terms of just like siege damage, for us at least, it was Sonya who did the most, but the Russians are just doing an incredible job here, especially Jaina and of course, that Jaina copy with Abathur, that extra DPS that you have on the talent. I mean, just look at that. It's absolutely amazing. So we just were back. We have at least Zeratul was taken out, and of course at this point now we lost 2 of our keeps, which was pretty much a very, very annoying situation for us to be in. But yeah, that extra damage that you get on, I mean, just look at the talent again. You get now additional 20% ability power and 20% bonus attack speed and the movement speed. So this is a great, great talent now on Abathur. I mean, you can do so much with that, and we saw those double Jainas really starting to do some work. And yeah, well, I mean, at this point we have basically, like, we were a bit desperate. I'm not gonna lie to you. We know, or we knew that we are getting completely annihilated here, and we desperately needed the 20. There was nothing that we could really do in the last few fights, and we always fought with a talent disadvantage. But we had to. We didn't really have a choice there. We were going straight for our keep, so we had to try and defend. And in this case, we are still looking at level 19, and that's of course bad news for us. Up at the top, I'm not quite sure what Cris was trying to do over there, but he's coming back in. There's mines everywhere. Just look at the minefield again. Stork is trying to lure us into it, but oh, there comes once again that Void Prison. And we can at least kill Chen. So Chen is already dead, and now straight going for Kuni-chan. Maybe we get Jaina. Yes, Jaina is down, and Brightwing. That shitwing is getting away once again. Like, I hate that guy. But Andy Landy is losing his ultimate evolution. Oh, and there he is. Nurok wants him. Nurok wants him. And Abathur goes down. We actually get that. And now it's time to push. Zeratul to the left side is trying to go for the counter push. But this is, of course, where Sylvannas comes into play. Look at that. He's alternating between the 2 towers, making sure that they can't do anything about it. And this was just for us like, alright, go YOLO or go home. Nexus Frenzy. Khaldor even with more right-click damage. Yes, that's me. Deafening Blast on the side of Sylvannas. And we're just like going ham. And that 4 can't do anything. We're having over here Brightwing and Unstable already going for the core, but we're trying to outpush them right now, going straight for it with 5 man against 2, but over here it looks like we're actually gonna get it, and at this point we couldn't believe it either. 11 kills against 21 in that last second move, the strafe pushed through, and bam, in your face, Team Khaldor victorious in that match here in Hero League in Heroes of the Storm.
So the Khaldors prevail. 1 team fight is all that you need to win in Heroes of the Storm, and suddenly, bam, you just take those Russians down. But jokes aside, to be absolutely fair with you, I mean, they should have won that game already. They got cocky in one situation, and we were able to just like carry it from there and gain, like carry the momentum to victory. But we also played them later on again, and they completely ripped us a new one. So I am not claiming that we are suddenly better than that team by any means, of course. It was a fun match to play, and I thought that you would really enjoy that. But to be fair, they completely dominated us in the game, should have won the first map and definitely won the second one there as well. So I kind of have to mention that here too. I still hope that you enjoyed the game. It was super fun to play, and it was really nice to just see those changes from the new patch coming into like play as well. So if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up on YouTube. Comments are of course always welcome, and subscribe to Khaldor TV if you haven't done it yet. And I'm going to see you next time with more Heroes of the Storm here on the channel. So have a good one. Bye bye.